What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 2 of the K24, K20, S2000 build. And today we're going to be getting to the engine. So we need to do the timing chain and change out the oil pump. It got cracked from actually not having it on the oil pan. So we're going to swap that out. We need to basically seal up the motor. I don't know if we have coil packs for this engine, but we'll go get those on here. Pretty much everything has been almost done to it. We got to get some injectors. I'll check to see if we have that. I did think I seen the rail inside of the car. We will be deleting this plate, and we got the adapter flywheel, and we have the new S2000 clutch, and then we got our cover plate, adapter plate to the S2000 transmission. So we'll be trying to adapt all that today in this video, and then I'll have to figure out how the engine harness is going to work. And we do have the stock S2000 engine harness, so I guess I'll probably be taking the plugs off of some of those, swapping that over. And then while we're at it, we'll probably run K20 pulley, crank pulley. Seems like everything else has been brand new, so I think we put the crank and get everything sealed up, then we can put the belt on there. And that'll pretty much be it for this video. The next video will be pretty much installing the transmission and installing it back into the car, and then installing like the rack and pinion and etc. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and take these headers off because I gotta scoot it over here to get the cherry picker on here, and then we'll come back and start messing with the timing and putting the pump on here and pretty much getting it set so we can get this motor dropped in very soon. All right, guys, so we're back now, and we'll just take the valve cover off for right now just to show you guys. So we already got the 15-degree on here. They already installed it before we got the engine here. So that's already done. We're about to get to the oil pump, put the chain tensioner and guide, and then finish all the rest of the guides up, and we can get this all sealed up, and then we'll seal up the oil pan, and then we gotta actually take this all back apart, and we're missing some bolts here and there and the alternator bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and seal up the water pump housing as well, and then we'll see what else we're gonna get to. I think we'll pretty much start getting to like the clutch and flywheel. So I believe we got a stage 2, I believe, clutch masters, and then we got the flywheel that's offset for that, and then I'll show you guys the plate we have to get. So we'll also be taking off these flywheel bolts. Since these flywheel bolts won't work, we'll have to get the manual ones. So you have to use manual. B-series and single cam ones work as well. I also like to use red Loctite just to make sure everything's good. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jack this motor up so we can get to the oil pump, and then we'll come back and show you guys all the timing and everything. All right, so we got the motor stripped down now, and all the surfaces are cleaned up on that and on the pan. This is the old oil pump. Well, this is the reason why we took it off, but it actually doesn't even turn either. Like, it's kind of locked up, so it's a good thing we got a brand new one because this is literally no good. All right, so we got our clutch master flywheel. We're gonna use our factory RSX bolts that we cleaned up, and we're gonna use some red Loctite, get those torqued down. And then we got our ACT clutch that we're going to be installing as well, so we can get that mounted up. And then we got our adapter plate, which is going to adapt the K-series motor to the F-series transmission. So we'll get that mounted up as well. As far as the timing, we actually received the wrong belts or chain. So if you ever seen a chain with links like this is the wrong chain. You need the ones with no gold links, because this is for the A3 pump. So this chain is actually too short. I'm gonna see if I actually have an extra one laying around, but for right now, we're just gonna get onto the clutch right now to get that going. We got everything pretty much stripped down because none of this is sealed. So we're just gonna, once we get everything back connected, we'll come back to the oil. the water pump housing, get this resealed upright, because a lot of stuff I'm seeing it didn't really do, except for really like the manifold. They got it together, but I'm gonna make sure the gasket, I don't even know if there's a gasket on here, as far as the S2000, so we might actually have to take that back off and check that out, make sure that's there. And then this is gonna have to most likely be sealed up. Yeah, so a couple things we got to go over on this thing, as far as that. But right now we're gonna go ahead and knock out this flywheel, put the clutch on, and then we'll come back with the plate. All right, so we're back now, and went ahead and found a chain and tensioner for the Type S oil pump. So we got that installed, and now we can get to our timing. So we got all our new tensioners and stuff, and new belt or chain ready to go next. We went ahead and installed the flywheel and the conversion plate, so we just got that going for now. I think next we'll pretty much just do the timing real quick. We got to seal the side cover, which I gotta go get from the S2000 real quick. So put the side cover on, and then we gotta put on our little plate, our pulse plate. Don't ever forget that, because that's for the crank sensor, and if you don't put that, you'll have a check engine light. You have to take this all back apart again. So yeah, this is all pretty much cleaned up and ready. We're gonna do the same thing to the side cover. We'll get the chain and tensioner on here, show you guys how we do the timing. Then we'll come back, seal that all up, and do the clutch, valve cover, and then finish up with sealing up the water pump. All right, so we're back now, and we got our timing set. So as you can see, you want to line up your two links between, or line up our dots, arrows between the two links on these top ones. And then on the bottom one, as you can see, there's a little encryption right here, lined up with this gold link. Now we're pretty much set, everything's all lined up, so we can let this go. And then we're just gonna pry it a little bit from right here and put a little bit more tension on it, and then that should be set as far as that. Next we're gonna do is pretty much seal this up, the side cover, and then we gotta put our pulse plate on here, and then we'll go ahead and do the oil pan, and then we can get to the actual valve cover and finish up with the water pump housing. So we're gonna knock that out real quick and we'll come back. All right, so we're back now. We got our side cover on, and we got our oil pan all sealed up with some Honda Bond. Next we're gonna just pretty much just slap the valve cover on, get that sealed up with the bolts. It was missing the crank pulley on here, so I put a k20 one on here, and just a little upgrade. It's a little smaller, a little bit better. Yeah, so we need to get pretty much the water pump sealed up right now, and then we're gonna take off this manifold, because I don't know if they even have a gasket in between here. And then the gasket that actually goes for this one, they're using the K24. You actually need the K20 one, because this little adapter, we're gonna be using Honda Bond all on it, so this gasket actually gets in the way of that. I've done that before, that was a mistake. Also, we're gonna be doing this adapter over here just to get that going, and then we also need to put our clutch on. So probably do the clutch first real quick, and then we'll start getting to all the other little stuff, and then we'll come back and end this video. All right guys, so we're back now. We got pretty much the alternator all set up. The water pump is all sealed up. Got the thermostat housing, clutch is on here. Got the coil packs, headers, and we got our sensor on here that was missing as well. We still got a couple more things to do, but it's pretty much set. Next video we'll be going over and slapping the transmission on here, dropping it into the S2000 hopefully. There's just a couple more things we got to go over, but I got to order those parts. So we still got to order the gasket for the S2000, and then an RSX gasket, and that's pretty much it. We pretty much got everything. We'll also be going over the wiring too on the next video, so probably do that first before we drop the motor in. Other than that, stay tuned, guys. If you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on the next video.